up, YouTube? I'm Matt. This is Dad Life Gunpla. So today we are talking grunt suits. That's right, mass production grunt suits. This one's a little bit different because it's not made technically by human hands. This is the Death Army soldier. Not a full army in the box, unfortunately, one kit. Pretty excited about that. This comes from G-Series. G-Gundam, that is hands down my favorite series. It's actually what started me in Gunpla in the first place, actually in Gundam in general. I remember watching this back on Toonami years ago. Fell in love with it, fell in love with the cheesy writing. I've seen Wing too. I like Wing, don't get me wrong. Everyone loves Wing in the States here. But this kit is all right. Expected more, I'm sure. I am actually not a huge fan of this design. I'm still excited to build the kit though, get into it, see a little bit of how it plays out, and kind of go from there. As you can see, it is the Death Army's kit. This kit was released back in 2019, so newer kit. So I expect a little bit of English in the manual as well. That's always kind of nice to have. With that, I would say I expect not too much from this kit. It is a mass production, like grunt suit. There shouldn't be much to build with it. I think I've read somewhere that there's only like a total of 6 runners in the entirety of the box. So once we get into it, we'll see a little bit more. I do love the series though, and I love mass production grunt suits. Huge fan of the Federation, like GMs. You know, what is your guys' favorite? Throw it down in the comments. I'd love to hear it, love to see what you guys think. Everyone has a different opinion of what grunt suits are. And what they like. So if you want to throw that down in the comment, and while you're down there, guys, give me a like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you guys helping the channel so much. So without further ado, let's get into unboxing this bad boy. As you can see here, it is a very earthy Zaku grunge feel looking kit. You can see that there's a little red pointy spike on its head. Kind of reminds me of Germany. With that, you also have a couple of brown. It's like a light brown, a dark brown, a little bit of red and green mixed in there. In the video here, you can see that everything right there laid out is all the parts you get with it. You can see that there is a weapon, an extra hand for the weapon because it rotates between a gun and a club, and an additional set of feet for the transportation mode. The transportation mode change is it's pretty weak in my opinion, but it's how it's done in the anime too, so I understand why it's set up the way it is. And you can see here where it kind of props into the feet itself, so it's actually like one solid piece. And you'll see at the bottom, you can see also another tidbit with all the black circles, all the holes or the areas that's filled. It is panel lined, so you actually see that there is a basic color. That is something I've added to it, just a panel line marker to cover those spots to make it more accurate to the box art itself. There is the club beam rifle. It is literally a club and a beam rifle mixed into one. It's pretty efficient. As you can see right there, here he is holding the rifle. Another thing you want to point out is the eyes. It does have the Zaku style eyes. You can see when you pop off the head, he has 2 different types of eyes. You just have to pull it out, switch it around, and there's a larger eye and a more focused eye, smaller eye. It's kind of frustrating to take it off and on. The head itself is not bad to get there. It's just trying to get the part out. It's a little tight in there, so I just use a pair of tweezers and kind of pop it out underneath. But then there's a little toggle on it to help slide it or change position of the eye because the eye does rotate on both sides. With that, you also see that there is not much with the kit. There's no backpack, there's no shield. Again, everything is panel lined in here, so it's not too bad. There is very little movement in the actual legs themselves. I will say the knees have a nice bend because of the transformation mode, and then also on that back panel right there, you'll see that they actually flip up to allow for the transformation in the transportation mode. Transportation. I keep saying them too fast. Anyways, The shoulders have nice adjustment in them. The arms itself give a lot of leadway. Surprisingly, there's a decent amount of posability with those. You wouldn't think that, but there's a decent amount with those. And also the green spikes move up and down. Here's the transportation mode, guys. This is the transportation. It's literally taking off the old feet, putting these feet on. You can see that they're flat with the back, and the flap on the back folds up, and then you just tuck the legs behind them. Kind of like he's just crawling on his knuckles in here. That's what it looks like. Obviously, should be hovering, and there's a stand that should be with the kit. There's no stand, but that's always been my biggest complaint about Bandai is stands. But there he is. I doubt anyone puts him in transportation mode. If you do, feel free to shoot me a picture of it. Just to get a kick out of it. And one last shot here, guys. The kit was good. It was solid. It was very underwhelming, but it's all right. There's not much with it, as expected for a cheap grunt kit like itself. But it is from my favorite anime, so I had to give it a shot. I can't wait to get into a little bit more of the G series. I've seen a couple of the other high grades being released, especially a couple P Bandai. So guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.